Thank you again, and welcome once more to our digital revolution cafe. Okay, today we have actually two very cool speakers who are joining us, and you will learn all about them in a second. But before we go on to them, we would love to share thoughts with you, your ideas. So you will find in our chat a link to a Jamboard, and Megan will guide us through it, because we have three very cool questions that would love to answer all together, okay? To see if we can share our idea. So just click on the link. I am going to stop sharing 1 second, and we'll see each other in the Jamboard. Thank you, Megan, for guiding us through.
Thank you, Marianella. So we've got 3 questions to look at, and they really are just for fun. We want to hear your contributions on this. So once you've got into Jamboard, let's see. The first question is going to be, tell us about your first computer game, video, computer, mobile phone, your first experience really with digital. So I'll just share the screen so you can see where we are posting this, and hopefully everybody's familiar with Jamboard and you know how easy it is to just add a sticky note and add your message in. So feel free to click the buttons down the side here to add your sticky note, add your message, and go ahead, please add what you need to. I'll stop the sharing so you've got a chance to add your responses in there. This is a question that kind of came up as we were planning this cafe. We were thinking about what were our first experiences. And I think Nagore and I both shared kind of funny experiences. I remember getting my first phone at a birthday party, and my sister being very, very cute and phoning the phone so that the package could ring, and I got very excited. So it was lovely. But I'm seeing a few messages come through there. We've got Tetris, Atari. It's okay, you can show your age. You're with family here, we don't mind. The first computer at home was in the 80s. I still remember how hard it was to live the manuals. They were huge. Quake 3, Doom, a ZX Spectrum. I'm going to say there's a lot of words here that even I don't necessarily understand, but it's fine. I must confess I grew up with Atari at home, Sapper. I had a green Game Boy Color. It was like playing Lucky Luke, the cowboy game. This is fantastic. And I can see now Hazel's added in the chat as well. Tennis on the TV, very simple, very slow in the 80s. A BBC microcomputer, very interesting. So let's take a look at all of those lovely answers that we've got going on. HTML as a game, okay. I can see how some of you roll, that's lovely. A kind of tennis, I do not remember the name. I remember watching Wanna-Do Connect with a very strict timer, so fantastic. I'm sure that we've all got our stories, and the great thing there is actually, it doesn't matter what generation you grew up in, what kind of household you grew up in, whether your family had lots of access to things or they didn't. We all had some kind of experience at some point in our life where we've seen new technologies coming in, and I'm sure lots of us as well kind of look down at the younger generations. Those of you who have children, or you have nieces and nephews or younger family members, you might think, wow, they've got it easy, they've got so much. Or you might be thinking, no, that's too much. So thank you for all of your lovely contributions here. Let's take a look then at the second question. So you can click to the next frame to see the next question, which is, do we rely on digital skills or tools too much? Are there times when we should try using our natural skills or perhaps our analog skills before we jump into digital? And this again is another question that we thought of when we were preparing for this cafe, and Nagore told me all about her recent trip to Amsterdam, when she was getting very lost navigating the streets of a new city, and instantly went to Google Maps. And tell me, what did your mum say, Nagore?
My mom said that I was being almost stupid, because she knew where to go only because she was walking around and seeing the commerce or a shopping there. Okay, we know this street already, but I was focusing on my phone, and she already knew where to go without a phone, without maps. And I realized that, okay, I'm being a bit too much. I'm trusting too much on Google Maps instead of on my own capacities or orientation, basically. Yeah.
That's it. And I think today we all have a smartphone in our pocket with so many tools available to us. And seeing some of the names coming up here, I can see Google Translate is mentioned. Absolutely. We know that we can so easily go and translate something. So why bother working it out for ourselves? Why bother learning French to go on holiday when you can just translate it quite easily? Another interesting one there that I added in was the recent UNESCO Global Education Monitoring Report. Each year they look at a different topic within education, and this year they looked at technology, and they said that actually it's fantastic to have digital skills, digital tools, but it doesn't work if you haven't got the teachers to teach those skills. So it's about on whose term are we looking at digital education? We need to reassess what that is. Let's have a look. We've also got, I checked for the spelling, and most of the time I realized I didn't need it. Yeah, when we see that squiggly line, we think, actually, I knew how to spell that. Why did I bother? We've got two Google Maps going in there. Samsung tells me every Sunday how many minutes or hours I spent online, and it's way too much. Let's have a look. I rely on them at university, but I admit I am not an example of a woman relying on them unless it is for shopping. Very nice to hear. Good. And I can see the chat. Maybe there's a few more in the chat as well. Oh no, okay. These were for the previous question, so no problem there. Please go ahead and add it in. Any other times when you think you're relying on those digital tools too much? Because I think we often see new tools coming up and think, oh yeah, that's amazing, that can save me time, that can do something. But we need to rely on our own skills first before we jump into new ones. Fantastic. So let's move on then to question number 3, the final question on this Jamboard. But even if we skip ahead, feel free to go and add your answers into question 1 or 2. They will still be there for you. So question number 3 is, what skills do you think everyone should have or should learn in today's digital age? And we've got a couple in there. I know that Vasiliki, one of our lovely speakers today, shared with us her answers already, and those were Excel and finding the right information online. And I think there's a good distinction there about finding the right information, that actually we know we can find everything, but it's finding it from a reliable source, finding it from someone we can trust, you know? So finding the right information is very interesting there. Let's have a look at the other answers that you're adding in. Critical thinking coming up twice there, so fantastic. Media literacy, online banking, basic Python. I think coding is something that scares a lot of people, but it's actually not that hard if you have the time to sit down and look at it, so fantastic. Google Docs in their full glory, I like that. There's lots of tips and tricks that you can often find online, so that's very nice. Responsible use of information, more or less those listed in EntreComp. Fantastic, because we will be speaking about EntreComp today. So thank you, anonymous writer, for giving us that prompt. Computational thinking, entrepreneurial skills, communication skills, fantastic. How to navigate and shape ChatGPT. This is very important because we obviously have a lot of AI tools nowadays that we can use, but it's not about just having them, it's knowing how to use them, knowing the right prompts to get in there. We've got safety and security, Excel and data processing again, media literacy, how your data is being used, you are the product if something is free. Very interesting points there. So thank you, everyone. And as I've said, if you've got any other answers you want to add in, the Jamboard remains there for you to share your answers. So thank you very much. And over to you, Marianella.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your answers. This is very interesting. I was actually reading that someone wrote that he or she overuses reminders, and that reminded me that I should use reminders because I keep on running all the time, like, oh my God. So yeah, that's that. Thank you for that reminder. There's so many things that really help us in our lives, but it's true. We are overusing. Like I remember, we always talk about this, but I remember how many phone numbers, for example, I used to know, and I don't even, when they ask my phone number, I have to go and check on my, on my mobile to see which one is my phone number. So we're definitely, I guess, I mean, my hope is, and maybe Melanie and Vasiliki can tell us a bit about it, but my hope is that we're not using that part of the brain, but we're using another part of the brain, maybe. Okay, we have just substituted some things for others. I am just going to move forward. Megan just mentioned EntreComp, which is the European framework for digital skills. And you know that it's a very comprehensive framework, which includes all the digital skills that, well, we should be developing right now. And it's divided in 5 different areas, okay? And each one of them is subdivided in competences. So there are competences related to information and data literacy, communication and collaboration, digital content creation, safety, okay, safety online, and problem solving. So we're just going to share with you. There's a QR code on the screen that you could use to access in the EntreComp framework in our library, in our EntreComp library. However, we found a video that we would love to share with you about EntreComp. I'm just going to try.
We need a new conversation.
And here we go.
Perfect.
The world around
Thank
us
you.
is being transformed every day through digital technology. But the reality is that 44% of Europeans lack the basic digital skills necessary for everyday life. We need a new conversation about digital skills, not just about our ability to use the latest device or software, but about everyone's ability to use digital technology to meet their needs. To address the issue, the European Commission worked with stakeholders and experts to create EntreComp, the European Digital Competence Framework. So what is EntreComp and how can it help you? EntreComp is a reference framework that provides information on the knowledge, skills and attitudes we need to be digitally competent in all aspects of life. EntreComp breaks down digital competence into 5 key competence areas. Within these areas, 21 individual competencies are mapped. From browsing to digital content creation, to online safety and using technology to solve problems, EntreComp provides a comprehensive and detailed explanation on what digital competence entails. Each competence is unrolled into 8 proficiency levels, from beginner to expert, so that it can help to identify the next steps in the learning journey for people with any level of digital skills. EntreComp is about people. It's about defining the competencies that people need to thrive in a digital future. EntreComp focuses on how we make digital tools and technology work for us. EntreComp tackles the risks, such as behavior online and protection of identity, but EntreComp seeks as well to empower and engage people in a new conversation about digital technology and the opportunities it offers for creativity and active participation in a digital society. EntreComp is a free, open, flexible tool that can be adapted to your needs. EntreComp is already in use across the European Union for workforce development and recruitment, in education and training, to design programs and support for learners, as well as in policy development and goal setting. EntreComp helps European citizens to develop the skills they need to embrace a digital future and take advantage of all its opportunities in all areas of their lives. To find out more, visit the EU Commission's website.
Thank you. And this brings me to our first guest speaker, Vasiliki Chatsipetrou. Thank you for being here. She's the co-founder of ReadLab. And we would love, Vasiliki, to hear all about you, about your story, how you came up with ReadLab, and your own thoughts about the digital skills and the digital revolution we're living right now. Thank you and welcome thank you for being here.
Hi everybody. Can you hear me? You can hear me well? Yes. Thank you, Marianela, for such a nice intro. It's always warm here and welcome. And may I say that I'm already aware that, EntreComp Community Cafes are fun, actually, besides interesting. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Vasiliki Chatsipetrou. As Marianela said, I'm the co-founder, one of the 2 co-founders of ReadLab. ReadLab is an acronym standing for Research, Innovation and Development Lab. ReadLab is a Greece-based institution. We're a small, medium-sized enterprise, and we work a lot with technology. So we are a tech company, among other things. One of our core business lines is actually developing technology solutions for education, culture, and other fields. We do a lot of online learning platforms, tools, interactive tools, websites, informative portals, applications, web apps, and also XR technologies. We develop augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality applications in a series of sectors and fields, usually with the aim of education eventually. I mean, the objective is usually education. Besides the ICT development component, the technology innovation business line, ReadLab also offers services of research, quality assurance and evaluation, and technical assistance when it comes to educational projects, and not only educational. So this is a bit for us. It's an interdisciplinary team. May I say that this was also a whole new world for me, although I learned it on the go, because my own background is not in ICT and is not in engineering. However, the other co-founder is an engineer. So interdisciplinarity is a principle, a value of the company among the many values. We wanted to build it that way from the very beginning, because in nowadays world, all things are interconnected, and knowledge is unified, coming from different perspectives. When people from different backgrounds carrying their expertise and their experience are sitting around the same table, brainstorming, magic happens. So we are very pro this approach. Everybody has something to share from their own experience, expertise, everyday life. A lot of the things that we develop do make things happening in ReadLab, and we do make things happen. The spark is a moment where someone is actually doing something totally relevant in their everyday life, and the idea comes up, and then they put it on the table for a discussion with the rest of the team. And something new is being born in a way that even the person who originally perceived the idea could not imagine. So we do believe in the power of co-creation, in the power of merging things that seemingly might be different, contradictory, irrelevant. There's always relevance. There's always a point where things and persons meet. So this is it about ReadLab. I could speak a lot about it. I'm very proud about it. Very proud of it, and of our team, and of the very nice things we're doing. And we're also fascinated by the result many times. And this is something that happens quite often with technology products. When you, for example, see something in the real world, and you transfer it in the digital world through a 3D model, and then into a reality, an immersive reality within which you can actually exist and move. Speaking about a VR application, for example, you're just fascinated of the power of technology. It is a technology-driven world, but it's a technology-driven world because people have made that choice. People's creativity has made that choice. I'm just trying to say here, I've read it somewhere, it's not mine, that digital revolution or evolution, taking the parentheses out, is not about technology, but it's about people. And I'm grabbing this from the video you just shared also, Marianela and Vantani team. It was said that it's about people, and phrases and words such as people thinking, active citizenship, all these things that are actually made by people, created by people, by humans. So technology is a tool, and it's fast because humans can be fast. Our minds can be fast. It's not that computers are just faster than us. We drive the evolution and the revolution. And I find this very rewarding. And that also makes us have the responsibility of how we use it in our hands, right? I mean, being overconsumed or relying a lot on technology is not, the PC's fault or the mobile phone's fault. It's not the responsibility there. It has to do with our responsibility of how much we rely on Google Maps, or how much we choose through the fast way of asking Google Maps instead of asking someone who's passing by, and then have a talk about their own reality in the foreign city we found ourselves, their own culture, and accidentally, find out about the best restaurant around the corner, which is a small neighborhood thing, instead of the ones reviewed on TripAdvisor, for example. So it's a matter of choice. That's what I'm trying to say. A matter of choice and a matter of usage. However, having said that, we should choose technology in its wise uses because it's necessary, and it's necessary not because it has made itself necessary, neither because the world works like this, at least not exclusively, but because it's useful. Okay, so digital skills is something that we should try to acquire because it's useful. And if we talk about entrepreneurship, it's necessary. Okay, it's necessary to facilitate our lives, our mindset, the achievement of our objectives, okay, the operation of our entrepreneurial endeavor. If we manage to establish a startup eventually, or we become co-founders, you will find it across the way. Apologies for the long monologue and the short intro. I would like to invite our yes, Marianella.
No, thank you. I think you had prepared something pretty cool for us.
Yes, I would like to invite
yes, share screen again. Let me know if you're seeing. Are you seeing my screen? Am I doing it properly?
I'm seeing myself.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go to the next slide.
Okay, yes, I would like to invite our friends to join us at Menti. You can scan the QR code or click on the link that was just put in the chat by Megan, and use the passcode on the screen. And this is just, a few questions to check our digital skills. We think we don't know enough, but then we're surprised with how much we know. And I think it would be really rewarding if we find out, how do we consider ourselves with relevance? Are we right about our own perception of what we know, and how the level of our own digital skills? Okay, so Megan, you're also sharing the results from what I see. So the first question is, do you find online information you're looking for easily? Okay, I do remember there are 3 options there, right, Megan?
Yes.
So from 3 responses, we have a yes. Okay, let's see some more. Do you consider that you are in a level where you find the information you're looking for and it's credible easily? The right information, as we said in the beginning. Okay, most of the time, not always, sadly. I see some honest reactions here. Me too, not always, sadly. Okay, 6 responses. I can see more people jumping in. Nice. And I understand yes is the predominant answer, Megan?
Yes, it looks like most of the time, and not always, just have 1. And yes is giving us more answers. Hence, it's bigger. I guess that's the way that the word cloud works. It's bigger to show, lots of people have said this. You should think about this one.
More or less, yes. Not a granted answer, though. We take things for granted. We all know Google. Not anymore. What happened? No. That's an interesting reply. Not that the others are not, but not anymore, might mean something about the quality of content online, or about not necessarily our ability to find something, but what is the plethora of the information online, and having the critical thinking that was mentioned previously to actually decide whether this is right or wrong for you becomes more imperative. Thank you. Should we, do you think we should move to the next one, Megan?
Sure.
How do you set and remember your passwords?
Oh God.
Oh yes.
Oh,
Is it
password?
Is it
Of
your
my
birth
life.
date the birth date across all your devices?
Oh, I have to be honest here.
Don't be in public. There's a cybersecurity issue. So how do you set and remember your passwords? Well, there are self-evident replies, but let's see if we tend to one pass up. Okay. Works. Dazzling. We try anyway. Okay. Save them in the secret F. Okay. Some loose associations. Dazzling again. Seems to be
I
popular.
think that some of these answers might be a bit cut off because I tried to add a slightly longer answer. So I think save them in a secret folder is what that should perhaps be.
Yeah. We got it. It should be a folder. Random to notebook. Okay, traditional means remembering the device. Okay, that's interesting. If you think about it, there's always an analogy of our behavior in the digital world with the real world. Where did you keep your secrets as a child when you were not in contact with the digital devices? Like we all carry different kinds of habits of how we think about, locking information, passwords or notebooks or. Okay, do we have, I simply use the same. Okay, you are very honest to yourself, and that's the biggest achievement in life, being honest with oneself, right? Thyself. Great, thank you. So 8 responses. Passwords, interesting. How do you handle video conferencing tools is the next one. And you cannot reply taking into account only that you managed to join Zoom today, okay?
That doesn't count.
Okay, I see a very confident participant here with confidence. Pretty good. Enjoying them very much. That's what's it about. If you use something, you should at least enjoy it. Speaking about the use and handling of video conferencing tool, please don't think just joining or opening a session. Think of sharing not just screens but maybe documents, info, videos with sound. I didn't mean anything.
What?
I'm
What?
kidding. 50-50. Okay. Recording or taking the recordings, downloading the recordings is another thing, and in size and format that will not make your computer crash, pretty good with confidence. 50 basically only. Okay, but no problems, even hosting. Okay, we're looking for people. You write to us, okay? Thank you very much. But teleconferencing, it really invaded our lives as a full reality in the pandemic, right? We all had a knowledge of, let's say, Google Meet, Skype, the oldest Skype, and then we had to learn all of them, right? Zoom, WebEx, Google Meet, all sorts of teleconferencing tools, and we had to use them effectively. Changed our lives. Okay, do you consider yourself at making presentations and not just PowerPoint?
Oh.
It can be Prezi, it can be PDF, it can be, visualizing data. Yes, even took a course. Nice. If it was a good one, you can recommend it to me as well. So not much. Yes, it's all fun. The truth is it can be very creative. You take out the painter you might hide somewhere. Yes, doing it all time. That means you practice a lot. That's good. Not much. Okay. I'm glad I see we have a varying varying levels of responses. That's quite interesting. And Laurent, yes, it's all fun. Yes, doing it. Yes, even took a course. Not much. I enjoyed. Yes, still fun. Yes, thank you. Let's move to the next one. What do you think is the most useful digital tool? That will be interesting.
Take notes.
People think. Funnily enough, this was questions about, basic digital skills, but if you think about them, if you want to be entrepreneur, you do need to have passwords set in a certain way, even for online banking to emailing. You do need to present your services, your products, your company, you do need to know how to find information on the internet, suppliers, reviews, handle information online. So we have responses here.
Phone alarm. I love that.
Okay, Google Maps. Nagore, is that you? Banking and finance apps, having a good colleague. I like the response. It's always about knowing the right people. You're right. Okay. Jamboard. Phone alarm. Right, you're right. Having a good colleague. PowerPoint, PPT, Google, whiteboards, Google tools in general. Okay, yes, Google Suite is very important. Calendar synchronized. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I have 4 different calendars and I'm still struggling between them. Okay, Google tools in general. Browsing skills. Yes, PowerPoint, Google Talks, I see Google, ChatGPT. Okay, that's a new one. Meaning, right now it's the buzzword. It's the trending thing.
Yeah, I just think, Vasiliki, that we get used to them very quickly. So we forget how amazed we were when we first discovered them. I remember when I started with things like Dropbox, having things in the cloud, it was like, it changed my life, not having to carry, the stakes or your computer. But we get used to it. So they're like, that's not so useful anymore because there's something new now. But there's so many of these things that when you discover them, I remember the first time that I saw, I remember that day as today, Google Earth, for example. I love maps. I'm in love with maps, I have to say. So for me, it was like, I couldn't believe, I thought I'm not going to have enough years in my life to go through Google Earth,
Yeah.
And it was just an everyday thing that you look at,
Yeah. But do you know what you say about the speed where we get used to it? It evolves as fast and we get used to it as fast. And this is the charisma of adapting to change, And speaking of adapting to change, this is evolution. And it's the same as with entrepreneurship. An entrepreneurial mindset is a mindset that thinks of change. You need to constantly reinvent yourself. Not in disguise, but in different ways of thinking. This is what we usually, quite commonly, we used to call thinking out of the box. Reinventing oneself, creating another story for yourself, another narrative, walking down the road, and changing is the only way forward to the future and to a better version of yourself, a version that, involves growth, personal growth and personal development. And it's the same with enterprises, because all things around us, including enterprises and technology, are human-made. And if you do not evolve as a person, not just getting used to something, but actually adapting to new things, being curious for new things, having this constant thirst to learn and gain more, then and only then you can actually give back more and give birth to new things yourself. I'm going to stop here, and I really enjoyed the participation of everybody. Thank you. Some food for thought, because personal growth and personal change requires that we see where we need to elaborate a bit more, and that means learn. always a learner, and I want to consider it as a very, very creative process. Being a learner is always a creative process. So if you didn't get enough questions and if you feel that you want to test your digital skills a bit more, I recommend these two tools here. You can scan on these two links and keep the links for your own usage at a time where you have time and you want to assess your digital skills in different levels. Thank you for your attention. I'm here enjoying the discussion, and I look forward to hearing from our participants on the go. Thanks.
Thank you, Vasiliki. I hope we have some time in the end for people to ask questions, because you've shared with us some very profound and lovely messages. Thank you for that. And you know, the importance of the person behind technology. Thank you for that, honestly. So, well, time goes on. So here we have to welcome Melanie Stutz. Thank you for being here, Melanie. We met Melanie some time ago, a few cafes ago. I think it was back in April, when we had a cafe on on AI, artificial intelligence. And I remember that it was artificial intelligence on education, and we were seeing AI as the big bad wolf, and how, you know, our students are not going to think anymore because everything is given to them, etc. And I remember Melanie, one of the participants there, she raised her hand and said, hey, wait, AI can be your friend. AI is your friend, and you have to see it as the good fairy, not as the big bad wolf. So we've been in contact since then. Thank you, Melanie, for being here. I know you have pretty cool stuff to share with us, so I'm just going to stop sharing my screen, and the screen is all yours.
Yeah, thank you. Hello, everyone. And thanks also for the intro, Marianela, and also for your work, Vasiliki. I will just continue with more useful digital tools, and to stay in the framework of DigCom, in the part of problem solving and how we can use, creatively digital technologies. So let me share the screen. So I'm Melanie Stutz from Idea Scanner, and Idea Scanner is a digital tool that makes you think smarter with AI, and how it works, and and also how you can use other digital tools in your entrepreneurial journey. That's what I would like to share with you the next minutes. So first of all, who knows this guy? Don't worry, you're not in the wrong movie, but yeah, okay. Vasiliki was saying like this. Of course, I know this guy. Yes, this is James Bond in his Little Nelly. He's flying a kind of mini helicopter. Nowadays, we would say it's a kind of flying car. And this has to do with my story, because my first venture was an international media project, together with my partner and husband, Andreas. We were the first pilot couple who crossed 5 continents in 18 months, because this was a childhood dream of us. We wanted to do adventures like James Bond, but in a peaceful way. And since we had no clue about flying or writing a book or doing a movie, we had to learn everything, and we wanted to show children around the world that they can learn everything. That's why we did a cooperation with children's charity Terre des Hommes. We've asked kids around the world about their dreams, and as I said, this was our first joint venture. Andreas has founded several companies before. I grew up in a family full of entrepreneurs, and with the revenue of the book and the movie, we also gave something back to the kids that they could fulfill their dreams as well. But why I'm telling you this today? As I said, we had to learn how to fly, and during our flight training, our flight instructor insisted that we have to do a pre-flight check before every flight. So and there it started, the parallel between a pilot and being an entrepreneur. And there I learned how important it is to do a pre-flight check, because if you switch to the entrepreneurial world, we still have the case that 70% of tech startups still crash, to stay in the context, after 20 months, according to CB Insights, although they have their first sales and also receiving their first funding. But would you enter a plane with the possibility to crash by 70%? No. And in aviation, we have this pre-flight check. So we were thinking about, how would it be to have a pre-flight check for business ideas, to prevent that you're not knowing after 20 months that you're part of the 70%. So just to put it in a nutshell, with the Idea Scanner, we have a pre-flight check for business and business ideas. And how it works, it's just 3 easy steps. So we answer questions of the status quo, so that you avoid the crash, and that you know within minutes, not after 20 months, where you are. And this is super easy. You just answer questions according success factors we figured out during our research, because Idea Scanner is Europe's largest privately funded research regarding business success factors. And we transformed those patterns of business success into questions, and students can just answers, or employees can just answer questions about the success factors of ideas we figured out. And yeah, they can just scan their idea and figure out what is the status quo and what is the potential of improvement. We make business ideas measurable for the very first time with the Idea Scanner score, which you receive automatically after you have scanned the idea. But the most benefit for students also is that you can just put them together in groups of 3 and do peer-to-peer scans, so that they can score, scale each other, their ideas. And with the automated feedback of Idea Scanner, they get directly feedback how they can scale and improve their business idea, and also make it measurable. In average, we can increase the score by plus 20%. So that was the first useful tool I wanted to show you along the entrepreneurial journey. But after you have scanned your idea, what is next? What do you need to set up your business? You need a logo. And how you can nowadays create your logo within minutes, I will show you now.
Looka. It's a smart AI-powered platform that helps you design your own brand from scratch. Sort of like magic. How does it work? Simple. Start by creating your logo. Choose your inspiration. Pick colors and symbols. And wait for your designs to appear. Easily change fonts, colors, layouts, and more. Done! Delivered in all of the formats you'll ever need. The best part? Don't pay until you're 100% happy with your results. With your new logo, use Looka to get business card designs, a social...
As you see, it's really not evolutionary, it's revolutionary. The former days when I discussed with my husband, Andreas, who founded several companies, whoa, what a hassle to create a logo, and how expensive it was. And now it's just with a few clicks, and really the way you love it, and you would like to see your logo generated by AI. I just love it. And so after if you're an entrepreneur, so you've scanned your idea, now you have your logo, so what's next? Maybe you have to pitch somewhere. So there I can share with you Tome. That's also a very cool digital tool where you can create presentation within minutes. And it's just with one prompt. As you can see here, you can type in what the presentation would be about, and then it starts generating. It's real magic. It's like with the title of the cafe today. And you can easily adjust it. It's super easy. I love this drag and drop, and that's it. It's yeah, it just saves us time and increases productivity. So after the idea is scanned, the logo is invented, the presentation for the picture is ready. So how about a website? My very first job after also some internships at Microsoft and so on, and also digital strategies with Unisys in Madrid, I started at the web agency. So I know what's behind to build a website. But now you can just, with 10 web, if you would like to have another useful digital tool, you can just build your website AI-based, also with a few prompts, and you can just see it working. So you just enter your company name, describe what it's all about, and the target group, and so on. It's magic, and I just love it. But yeah, I just learned how to use a typewriter. This is a completely new story. So we're really now in a digital age, and AI is my part, where I love to discover new tools and also to use it, and especially to drive entrepreneurial thinking. So that's what we do with Idea Scanner. But as Idea Scanner, we also at the end, formal end of your entrepreneurial journey. So if you're now stuck with the business model, or you want to increase your revenue, or you have to sell your company, or prepare the company succession, you can use our free pre-scan. Just go to our website and click this button, and then you just have to enter some questions about the company, the industry, and the problem you're solving, and then you get within minutes a report which shows you what are the current market trends, innovation, and what would be your potential USPs to compete your competitors. And if you would like to learn more about me, because I haven't introduced myself so much, I have also a longer history before James Bond, just connect via LinkedIn. And if you want to have more information or a short dive into our Idea Scan as a digital tool, just ping me, and then we can schedule a free online demo.
Thank you so much, Melanie. This is so interesting. We are big fans of your organizations. ReadLab and Idea Scanner are truly our favorites. So thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your story. I think it's an amazing. You should share it out there publicly, because I think it's an amazing. Just the way you wanted to do something you knew nothing about, and you just let's fly around the world, and I don't even know how to fly. Thank you for that spirit. I think that's definitely an entrepreneurial mindset at its best. So thank you, both of you, for being here and for sharing your personal stories, all the story behind your amazing organizations. Thank you very much. We've shared a lot of links in the chat so that you can all access them later if you want to. So I don't know, maybe some of our participants have questions, and Vasiliki and Melanie are here, happy to hear you, and just honestly, maybe what, Megan, they raise their hands, and we can.
Yes, feel free to raise a hand, and when we can, we're happy to give you the microphone. So please, Arantxa, go ahead.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you. I know. No! in the chat, Arantxa said she was having some problems with her audio. So if you want to type a quick question, I'm more than happy to share that. But I'm so sorry, Arantxa.
She loves sharing, Megan. It's not the same for her writing on the chat. Yeah, but maybe while you sort it out or write on the chat, someone else can join in, and you can ask a question or make a comment to our two very special guest speakers today.
You can do it the Microsoft way. You just go out and then go in again. Maybe it works same.
Exactly. The old way. Okay, okay.
By the way, no, there's one. Vesna.
Vesna, please go
Vesna,
ahead.
Sure.
We're all in.
Hi to everybody. I have a question. I will be preparing my PhD on educational farmers, as many of you know. And there is a question whether to go with, I would like to prepare a neural network which will be learning by itself or by the participants of the participants of the course, and it would be in 3 stages. So first of all, each one will be there will be assessment of the skills, and then the learning course, and then assessment again. So Melanie and Vasiliki, do you suggest that this neural network should be my own, so I will train it, or should I go with an AI solution that is already provided?
You left them thinking, Vesna. Good question then.
It's a tough one. I asked my son, who is a mathematician and a computer science engineer.
Yeah,
and
I can just recommend to be lazy. And you're never alone out there. And if you have a problem to solve, there's a pretty high possibility that that someone has a similar problem before. So to check out if there's a template or base or a data set to use, that would be the best. And like I said to you on the last networking cafe we've already met, really figure out who has the biggest pain for your solution. So think about the farmers, the manufacturer. I'm sure they already have data, so you can build up on them. Just use their data first, and then you can further scale. Of course, you have to make a contract that it's that they will not that you can use the data also for others, and then you can build a platform out of it, and to scale it. So really refocus on who has the biggest pain for the solution you have, and then start your pilot project, but the paid one. Forget about the MVPs. I'm more as minimal sellable product, so don't do something for free. That's also an indicator that you have here a real pain point. So
thank
you said, should I do the training or should I do the AI thing, right? I mean, one answer would be both. Another answer, my question to your question is close to what Melanie just said, but in different words. What if there is a third option out there that you don't know anything about? So, the third option is seeking solution that might have existed before your first original thought. See what has been done, whether it covers your needs. How would you have done it differently? How do you differentiate yourself and your solution? And this should be targeted to the person that, Melanie highlighted, said under the light that, who has the pain for what you have to offer, and how do you differentiate yourself from other potential solutions. And it's not just, it's not just two ways. The dilemma is never between two things. We're used to that, but that's fake. It's more options usually.
Thank you. So it's actually not me learning the computational skills, but actually me learning data skills.
Well, you need the first for the second, the second for the first. So, it's inevitable. Sorry, Melanie, you want to say something.
Yeah, or you just don't need to learn the data skills. Maybe you just need to learn which are the right tools that provide your output. So that's the good part now with the Digital Revolution Cafe we're attending today. That not everybody has to be a programmer ourselves. We can just use very useful digital tool out there, and every day there's popping tons out of it.
So, well, thank you everyone for being here. We have created a little gift, a goodbye gift for everybody. So let me share the screen 1 second before we say goodbye. Here we go, from current slide. We are putting together some videos that we have found around this topic, okay? So yes, this is just a little playlist that we've put together, just a few videos for you to enjoy around this topic of the digital revolution, you know, the skills needed for future jobs and so on. If you have any other videos that you find out there that we could add to this playlist, please share it with us. Feel free to share it with us. Also, as we always invite everybody, please do go to our network in EntreComp.com, the EntreComp for digital, EntreComp for digital, and there you can share your thoughts, your ideas, your resources, your questions, your challenges, Vesna. We can share them there, and everybody can pitch in and feedback. So that's a good place to go and share. So thank you, everyone. We will see you very soon on the 14th of November, Tuesday, the 14th of November at 4 p.m. As usually. We'll be looking at social entrepreneurship and citizenship. It's a topic we've been wanting to explore for quite some time. So, of course, any ideas, we always want you to be the protagonists of our cafes. So if you want to be there, if there's anything you want to share, please let us know, contact us, and we hope to see you there very, very soon. Thank you especially to Vasiliki and Melanie for joining us. It's been super interesting. I think your views, your thoughts have given us a lot to think about. So thank you, everyone. And bye-bye. See you on the 14th.